All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another amazing episode of Jog Talk
Oh,
Sports.
oh,
So, I have returned after
oh.
my incredible sickness. Back
Welcome
to,
back. Welcome
yes,
back.
I had back-to-back sicknesses. I had a viral upper respiratory infection, and then I had the worst food poisoning I've ever had in my 29 years of life.
Yeah, that'll do
So,
it.
yeah, I mean, I was on the floor in I slept in the bathroom. Steph had to make sure I wasn't dead at 7 o'clock in the morning. Like it was terrible. So this weekend is already off to a much better start than last
I'm sure
weekend.
you wish you were dead.
Oh yeah, I it feels like you're dying. Like because your body's literally saying it's over.
Because
Like
I'm pretty sure that upper respiratory thing was also, it's been going around because I had a little bit of, the chest congestion for, it was like 2 weeks. And now I'm finally feeling normal, but I was not also hit with the tsunami of food poisoning as well. So shout out. Welcome back. Welcome
I am
back.
back and I listened to your guys' pod. I love it when Dan's on because like whenever he talks, it just reminds me of, when we were kids and we would just talk and literally just watch film and,
So great
you
listening to
know,
Dan talk.
yeah, it's such a different perspective. And when we get to the Giants, I know he had plenty of questions that I have plenty of answers for, and I'm going to clear up any misconceptions of the notes that I had put. Because the notes that I had put, I last week it was out of pure anger.
Oh, it was,
So
listen, it was a thing of beauty. And talked to Dan about this, and we rode the wave of it, right? It was like the highs and the lows because it was, oh my God, Dart baby, this is it. Book our trip to the Super Bowl. And then Scattaboo's ankle was holding on by a rubber band strand, and all hope is lost, and ye have no more faith. Blow it up, and we'll start over with Dart and a new crew next year.
yes, so we are going to get that fairly early in this episode because they're actually the first game we have to go over for Week Nine's review. But we will start at the show here. I know you guys touched on basketball and hockey a little bit last week, so there's no point in me really saying anything in regards to that.
Yeah, no, we had the equinox of sports, so I mean, you had to touch a little bit here, touch a little bit there, but I think, I mean, World Series, Game Seven. We recorded on Game Seven shortly
Yes.
before, so I mean,
Yes, it was very much. It was a crazy game. I was following it a lot, and um, it's Yamamoto. It might be the best pitcher in the world. Can't believe that he should have been a Yankee, but it's neither here nor there.
a lot of
Um,
people should have been Yankees, but
yeah, I mean a lot of people, and
here we are.
yeah, I mean our GM has Tourette's for Christ's sake. So I mean he has this tick. Have you noticed the tick? The tick is at the start of every offseason, we're going to be really aggressive.
Well, we got to be aggressive.
We got to be aggressive. We're gonna fill the weaknesses of this team. It's like Tourette's mixed with insanity. Like the Yankees are just never going to win with this guy. But
What
anyway,
what's
we'll
the
get there in a sec. We'll get
all
there
right?
in a sec.
We'll get there in a second.
We'll get there in a sec.
Let's celebrate a winning culture of baseball, and I hate to say it, the now defending two-time, back-to-back World Series champions, Los Angeles Dodgers.
Yes, the Dodgers. I mean, as a Yankee fan, there was no way I wanted to see the Blue Jays win. I mean, there's just no way. I would have rather the Dodgers win so that we get this amazing shutdown of baseball for all of 2027, so I don't have to be mad about the Yankees for 2027. And Cole will probably be retired by then. Stanton will be retired. Judge will be 35, 36. And our window will be completely closed, and we don't have to really
Cole is
worry
not
about
gonna be
anything.
retired by then. Stop that. Stop.
Anyway,
Now we're talking
um,
absurdity.
the Dodgers were always going to be the best team. They had a less than stellar regular season, but it doesn't really matter. They got into the postseason healthy. Shohei Ohtani was full two-way the whole way. Their starting pitching is just unbelievably dominant. I mean, their bullpen was their weakness, and they allowed a lot of runs to be scored by the Toronto Blue Jays because they have a really good offense. But their starting pitching powered them, the offense powered them, and they just had more stars. It's a tale as old as time in baseball. If you got the stars, you're gonna win. And the Dodgers simply had more firepower than the Toronto Blue Jays at the 11th hour in the extra innings of Game 7. And it's just what it's all about. You know, it's what's all what it's all about for sports and baseball. And I'm pretty confident in saying baseball has surpassed basketball as the second most watched sport. And the viewership yeah, the viewership also backed that claim up. More than double the amount of people watched the World Series over the NBA Finals this year. But yeah, I mean, very happy the Blue Jays lost. Fuck them. Hope they never win anything ever. It's Canada.
Blue Jays lose.
Yeah.
Blue Jays lose.
Complete and total karma for Vlad and Big Poppy to do that, and it was just beautiful tears that I drank with the hate watch.
Uh,
But I mean, a Canadian team shouldn't win the title of America's pastime. Fight me over it. Just that
oh
simple.
my God. And for our listeners out in Canada, we do love you, but you can't beat us at baseball.
Yeah, just not allowed
To be
whatsoever.
fair, though, like you said, uh, the biggest stars win. And honestly, the Los Angeles Dodgers are the Aurora Borealis of baseball. There's nothing, you can't compete with that. I mean, you can
You
if
can.
you choose to. If you choose to. But we live in a world that we're not willing to do that.
Yeah. So that's the other thing. So I guess we could talk about the Yankees now because for whatever stupid reason we always have to. Um,
Because it's in our blood. It's in our DNA.
yeah, yeah,
It's in my DNA at least. It's just my DNA into your ears.
yeah. I mean, I get it. I mean, I think the reason, I guess my generation of Yankee fan is so much more hateful to the Yankees than say like your generation of Dan and Ray, and because you guys saw all the success and like my generation didn't see anything,
You
and
never had it.
yeah, we never had it. So what we see is the legendary status that happened, 30 years ago, and we're stuck with constant exits, being told the same thing over and over again, lifetime contracts for people in power. Like my generation fully saw the Yankees completely turn into Disneyland, and it's just they're all about profit and revenue and
Yankees
cash cows and
died when George Steinbrenner died.
yeah. So it's just I mean, I know they're going to be on this Japanese first baseman Merikawi. I know they're going to be in on Kyle Tucker. They gave
We're
Trent
in on every.
Grisham what?
We're in on everybody. We're always in on everybody, but are we going to execute on it?
Yeah,
Probably not.
yeah. We're always in on everything. But we never get anybody. I mean, last offseason was the most aggressive that I've seen the Yankees in years, and it still wasn't even nowhere near close enough to even compete at the highest level. So. I'm just tired of this regime. It's year 9 of Aaron Boone. It's year 17 of Brian Cashman. Like, I'm just so tired. Like, there's just nothing that they can do that could really interest me because it's the same thing every year. They're gonna sign one shiny new toy that's so unexpected, and it's gonna be like something crazy out of left field, and it's gonna be able to sell all the tickets to
Fine,
10-year-old
let it be
Johnny
Paul
and Timmy.
Skeens. Let it be Paul Skeens.
If it's Paul Skeens, then it's still not enough because you need to beat the Dodgers. So then you need to go get Kyle Tucker. Then you need to
Oh,
go get
all right,
another
go
closer.
get Kyle Tucker. Let's go get Pete Alonso, like me and Dan said last week. Let Screw it. Let's go full Death Star and just do it. But
If they, I'll say this right here. If they go ahead and sign four or acquire four elite top talents this offseason, then I'll buy back in.
four's
But
too
we need four.
four's too much. You might get two and some fillers.
Then I'm not interested.
Maybe you push three, but man, God, oh,
I'll watch Aaron Judge and I'll see what they do in the ALDS.
I think we're gonna wind up with Mirakawi or whatever, how you ever say his name. I really feel like we're gonna wind up with him, and he'll be at third base.
You know what? I wouldn't be surprised because I think they're going to be petty and they're going to feel petty that they
Oh,
missed out on
because they missed out on oh Otani, um,
Yamamoto,
Yamamoto,
Sasaki.
yeah, all of that.
Yeah.
So they're gonna come out guns blazing on this. I feel like Cashman really does have a point to prove that he's not going to be bullied around. However, that also comes with the caveat that we got to do things within our means. Yeah, let's finger quote the hell out of that.
He used to fall asleep in a sleeping bag in concrete.
But yeah, I mean Mericali, and then you don't even know if he's gonna play. He could be uh, Hideki Arabu for all we know. So um, it's a chance, I guess, we kind of have to take. But yeah, Kyle Tucker's at the top of my list. I loved Belly. That's all well and good, but Kyle Tucker's younger, and Kyle Tucker's a lot better than Bellinger is right now. We are.
What's their age? Is he really younger?
I'm pretty sure.
Bellinger's 28.
Oh, maybe they're. Hang on.
I mean, I really enjoyed Bellinger. I thought he was very good. Yeah, Kyle Tucker's 28.
Kyle Tucker's 28. Okay. Wow.
So that means you're not bringing back Bellinger, and Bellinger will be cheaper.
Bellinger will be cheaper.
Oh, Cody Bellinger's 30.
All right, so 2 year difference.
2 year difference. So
You could kind of make the argument that Bellinger is out of his prime though.
are we sure? I mean, I, I would
No,
at this
no,
point
not sure.
at this point at this point we know what we're going to get with Bellinger, right? We don't know what we're going to get with Kyle Tucker if we bring him to the Bronx because we know how much it's going to cost. But none of this matters unless Spencer Jones is called up because
Spencer Jones can't get called up because he's going to Pittsburgh.
then fine. Then fine. You either send him to Pittsburgh or send Jason Dominguez to Pittsburgh because someone has to be a left fielder here.
Send them
So
both.
whatever. I really do think I'm going to be honest. Can Marikawi play third, or is he just a first baseman?
I thought he was a third baseman.
Oh, if he is a third baseman, then I'll take him because I also think Cashman's going to be petty. And I think the Yankees are going to sign Pete Alonso. I think they're going to take him from the Mets. I think Pete is done with the Mets. I mean, he announced he was opting out of his contract 5 hours after they lost their last game of the season.
Third base and first base, so he plays both.
Okay. So I would take him at third. Ryan McMahon can platoon for defensive purposes because he was
Check,
great at defense in the playoffs for us.
check, check. Right there. Boom. There's third. There's third base.
So you want the Zach Barba path to me carrying for the Yankees this year?
Let's go. Let's hear it.
All right. So you sign Merrick to be your third baseman, right?
Done. Check.
That's check one.
I just
You
signed that. I just signed that right there. Check. Boom.
okay.
Mailed it out.
You sign Pete Alonso to be your first baseman.
Bang. Right there.
Okay.
Done.
You sign Kyle Tucker to be your new center fielder.
Okay. Center field. Bang. Done.
Then you trade Spencer Jones and whoever else is needed for Paul Skeens.
All right. So Spencer Jones goes. Volpe goes. George Lombard Jr. goes. Martian goes. And we'll send a pitcher. I almost said Ivan Nova, but he's not even on the team anymore. Hasn't pitched in years. The guy with the neck tattoos, the rookie, the rookie of the year,
Luis Hill.
heel. See you later. Bam. There you go. That's your package right there. I just folded it up and shot it over to Pittsburgh. Paul Skeens in a
Good.
rotation where we now have Garrett Cole comes back, Paul Skeens, Max Fried, Rodon, and Schlitty. Boom. There's your five.
Okay. And then get like Pete Fairbanks and like maybe one or two bullpen arms to
How
bolster the
about Edwin
bullpen.
Diaz?
Oh, I'll take Edwin Diaz as
Bang.
well.
There you go.
You want me invested? Go be the Yankees because that's being the Yankees, right? That's being the Yankees of the 90s or the Dodgers of the present. You want to beat the Dodgers? That's what you got to do. It's that simple.
That's the thing of beauty right there.
Listen, maybe it happens.
Listen, we can hope.
But with that being said, let's move on to football because there's a lot for both me and Pete to say about our respective teams, and about the teams of Dan as well. You guys already, touched on the Ravens and the Dolphins last week when it was happening, so there's no need to rehash that at all. But the next game on the slate was 49ers Giants in MetLife. Giants lost 34-24. Jackson Dart again.
I did say that was going to happen, but
I mean,
I'm not happy about it.
It was only a 2.5 point line, and I was like, the 49ers are hurt. They're going across the country. Maybe they'll rally for Cam. I figured that would be a winnable game. You know how wrong I was. Jackson Dart is the real deal, folks. This is he's the first rookie quarterback in NFL history to have 15 total touchdowns in his first 6 career starts. He is the first rookie quarterback in NFL history to have 4 straight games of a passing touchdown and rushing touchdown. He is the new rookie of the year, offensive rookie of the year favorite, and obviously should be. He elevates the team around him, which is what you want to see in a franchise quarterback. He makes the players around him better. It's amazing that they score points at all with who they have on offense now that Cam got hurt. Theo Johnson is catching touchdowns. Darius Slayton, Wandale Robinson. This is the supporting cast of a bad theater play. So. But the Giants are averaging over 24 points a game since this kid started, and it's just all on his back. He's elevating the team. He's carrying the team as a rookie. And the only other positive part about this team is the offensive line's been decent. I mean, Jackson Dart is the second most hit quarterback since he started, but that's because he's running around a lot. He's trying to get first downs. There's a lot of quarterback draws, like Dan mentioned last week.
Gotta play football.
Yeah, and you know what? That's what he's trying to do because he absolutely cannot stand losing. Like Dan said, he is lighting the world on fire. He has titanium nuts, just moxie that I have never seen a Giants quarterback have. I mean, just personality, the intangibles are through the roof. Like the Giants have their guy. This is the franchise quarterback.
He oozes like success and poise and that attitude that you want to have in a quarterback in a big market like New York. That's checks every single box.
Yeah. He checks every box. And that's the one bright spot about the Giants this year. That's the one thing that Giants fans tune in every weekend to watch still, is to see how he plays and to see how he continues to develop. But Dan had many questions for Giants fans, and I'm here to answer them for him. His main question was, who's the coach next year? Because I am on the record right now. I want everyone fired. I said it last week. I want Daboll fired. I want this horrendous GM, Joe Shane, fired, who didn't want to draft Jackson Dart, by the way. If everyone goes back and rewatches the draft video of him taking Dart, pretty much announcing to everyone in the room, well, if we go with this guy, and we commit to this guy, and he didn't want him. He wanted Shador Sanders. Daboll pushed very hard for this guy. Daboll showing that he's a quarterback guy, an offensive guy, and maybe that's just what he is, and he's not a head coach, which is fine. There's plenty of those in the league. But Joe Shane needs to go. Brian Daboll needs to go because he's just not a head coach. He's just an offensive guy. Shane Bowen needs to go. He's the worst defensive coordinator possibly in the 101-year history of the New York Football Giants. The Giants have allowed 71 points over the last 8 quarters. Really amazing thing, especially with that immense talented front seven. Dexter Lawrence is invisible because the defensive coordinator is not having him at his natural position of nose tackle. Who would have thought? Abdul Carter, the number 3 overall pick, doesn't have a full sack this year because our defensive coordinator has him as a linebacker spy. What a genius. And the only guy on this defense worth anything is Brian Burns, who's leading the league in sacks, should be defensive player of the year, but he's on a 2-7 team, so he's not going to win. Ship them all out. I think they're all disgusting, horrible, can't coach. This is a nightmare. Sean Marash of WFAN New York reported that Daboll was almost fired by John Mara after the Broncos game, but cooler heads apparently prevailed, quote unquote. I don't believe in firing Daboll this year, just to, let Jackson Dart have something this year and then let him go next year. And there's a lot of pundits out there going, oh, well, if you fire the head coach, what's it going to do to the rookie quarterback? It's going to mess up the quarterback's development. That's nonsense. This kid is so good. And I think he's going to just gel and win with whoever is his coach. And you know what? Not for nothing. Brian Daboll's offensive system is notorious for being a very complex and complicated offense. So if we got another head coach in here who had a simpler offense and easier offense to learn, that's only going to help Jackson Dart in the future. And so going back to the question that Dan mainly asked is, who is the head coach of the New York Giants next year? I want it to be Mike McCarthy, and it should only be Mike McCarthy. I do not want Bill Belichick. I do not want John Gruden. Mike McCarthy is a proven Super Bowl caliber winning head coach. He was the head coach for Dak Prescott's MVP caliber year. Should have won MVP that year. They gave it to Lamar when that year he wasn't as deserving, in my opinion. He helped with Dak Prescott's elevation to an MVP level candidate. He was just constantly failed by his defense in the playoffs, and Dak doesn't play well in the playoffs. And I think that's why Mike McCarthy didn't work out in Dallas. But I think Giants fans would take 10, 11 win seasons every year right now. If you were to try to sell me on a first-time assistant, it would have to be anyone that's under Sean McVay. So like his offensive coordinator or his defensive coordinator, I don't want anybody else. I either want Mike McCarthy or I want a McVay tree guy. I don't want anybody else. But you know what? I want McCarthy. I want a veteran coach in here that knows how to frickin' win, that knows how to develop quarterbacks, and I think he is a match made in heaven right now for the Giants. And bringing his own defensive coordinator who can actually teach these guys how to stop a leaky faucet and turn this thing around. And I said a lot of things in my notes last week about the referees. My anger for that game towards the referees wasn't necessarily, and this is most Giants fans as well that I speak for, especially Ray. We weren't necessarily mad that the referees cost us the game. We were mad that the referees cost us Cam Scatterbo because of all the missed plays that created a butterfly effect of chains of events that led to that illegal hip drop tackle that also was not called. So um, we're just angry. We're angry as Giants fans, but the future is bright because when Daboll is out of the job, the Giants head coaching vacancy will be probably the most coveted in the cycle because you get to work with Jackson Dart, and the Giants will have a probably top 7, top 8 pick. They'll probably win a couple more games just off of the titanium nutsack of Jackson Dart. So that's what I have to say. I'll let Pete have his comments, but the 49ers all heard and see Christian McCaffrey and Mac Jones and George Kittle and everybody just came in and had their way with the Giants, and that was that.
Bravo, bravo. That was a lot to take in, a lot to process. But hey, I um, I respect everything that you said. Um, I pretty much agree with just about everything that you did say. I do agree with not firing Dayball until the end of the year. Just ride it out at this point. Um, Dart can learn a lot from him as a offensive mind.
Yes.
Um, so that's not going to hurt Dart with him being in the building still. Um, Change is definitely needed. Whoever takes over, like you said, is going to be one of the most coveted spots just based on Jackson Dart alone. And then for the sheer fact that you're going to have Cam Scattaboo back, you're going to have Malik Neighbors at some point next year. That's a great starting point for any head coach. And you name Mike McCarthy, Big Mike can do a lot with that. Um, yeah, I mean, Giants are just they're victims of circumstance right now. Dart should have started from the get go, like I said last week.
Because the GM's a piece of shit. Because this GM signed Russell Wilson because obviously there was no guarantee that they were going to draft Jackson Dart, right? Obviously there was no guarantee. They took him 25th overall with a trade up with the Rams. I'm sorry, trade up with the Texans. And But if he was, and there was a handshake agreement that Russell was going to be the starter, the Giants were going to give Russell Wilson the starting job. And if they did draft someone, they were going to sit behind Russell. But throughout training camp, Dart was so much better.
Light year.
It like not even close. And I, this is the same GM that gave Darius Slayton $36 million to drop every pass thrown his way. Like this is the same GM whose entire 2023 draft class is no longer on the team. This is the same GM that has drafted 3 first round busts in the last 3 drafts. So I'm just get this guy out of here. He's a clown. He doesn't know what he's doing. Get an actual GM in here, like a new age, young minds, like someone from the Kansas City Chiefs, someone from maybe the Philadelphia Eagles, like someone from the Rams. I'll take anyone off the less need, GM tree. Just get someone in here that knows how to actually draft players because, good Lord, I'm not giving him any credit for layups like Malik Neighbors and Abdul Carter. Give me a break. My fucking 14-year-old diarrheaing cat could have made those fucking picks. So he's not getting any credit. And Cam Scatteraboo shouldn't have been in the 4th round. That was a 2nd round player who fell before observation tone reasons. So
Because he's a crayon eater.
yeah, it's just stupid. So Dart should have been starting from the get go. The Giants' season would be completely different. But you know what? Whoever takes over, I'm very glad Jameis Winston's on this team because Jackson Dart said, today that if it wasn't for Jameis Winston, he doesn't think he would be the player that he is right now. And that's how valuable Jameis Winston is in that locker room. And Jameis Winston said himself, he's like, I want to be back. He is under contract next year. He's like, I can't wait to keep mentoring this kid. And I want to win a Super Bowl. And if that's what it
No,
takes,
no.
dude, just resign him until he retires. Never let Jameis leave. I'm so serious about that. Like, because he fits very well in New York too. His personality is great for this city.
A maniac. I love it.
So, you know, it is what it is. And yeah, I didn't mean to cut you off, but
No, you're good.
so
Listen, when you feel it, you feel it. And
so that's why I was mad. Like I wasn't mad that I mean, also on the record, and Jason will back me up on this. I said the Giants were going to lose that game because they weren't going to beat Philly and Philly. The Giants already got their pound of flesh. They didn't need to win that game. They already beat the Eagles on national TV. That's all I needed. That's all us Giants fans needed. But we're going to ride that high until 2026. You best believe it. So the Eagles had to win that game because you can't get swept by the Giants. That's
you
more
can't
the
get stuff by
pressure.
the Giants.
Yeah,
And
the pressure was on them. I didn't care that they won. I knew they were going to win. I just cared that we lost the rookie season of Cam Scatabo.
Saquon Barkley came into that game and said, "I'm clapping cheeks today."
Whatever. He's a fucking loser too. So
All right, let's
let's
move.
move on. Let's
Let's
move on.
move on.
The next game was Chargers Titans. Decently competitive game, but Justin Herbert's playing that MVP caliber level. Jim Harbaugh, veteran coach, everybody. Um,
You signed, as Dan pointed out, the team that signs Jim Harbaugh wins the offseason, and they won the offseason 2 years ago. So,
and he said the same thing when Mike Vrabel was signed.
yep, and he was also correct. I think Dan should be a GM.
I mean, sometimes us fans just know what we're doing.
I listen. I strangest thing that people that are so invested into the product that watch it snap by snap from afar can see the 180-degree picture, the full scope of it. And then you have these old talking heads that just, you know, think they know.
Bob Papa, Carl Banks, calling you guys out here on the radio waves.
I'm calling Pete Carroll out, so that's fine. You said you didn't want John Gruden. Guess what? I I would give my left unworking testicle for John Gruden as the Raiders head coach again. Because you know why? The last time the Raiders went to the playoffs, that was a John Gruden team. Facts.
He ain't wrong.
Just speaking facts. It was a John Gruden team. John Gruden just wasn't in as the head coach because he got shit canned because Roger Goodell's a piece of shit. Sorry.
It is what it is. But Herbert playing MVP level. Titans are horrendous. Probably going to be the first pick, or at least a top 3 pick. Just one of the worst teams. And by the way, this was Cam Ward. Remember Cam Ward? Giants GM thought Cam Ward was better than Jackson Dart. Ha ha. So that's just another amazing notch in his badge.
I love it.
Next was a surprising one. Vikings Lions. JJ McCarthy came back, had 3 touchdowns, had a pick, only 143 yards passing, but definitely looked better than Carson Wentz. The Vikings got a tough defense. They got a tough defense. They got a great head coach. Lions, great head coach. They have a great offense. Their defense isn't as good as the Vikings, and this was a grinder all the way to the end. And the Vikings pulled out a big win. And
divisional game, and like you just pointed out, all those points, stuff like this happens, and Jahmyr Gibbs, they bottled him up, and Detroit really relies on him more than you think with a offense full of weapons like that. But I mean, Vikes.
Bikes. Yeah, I mean, like it's kind of like what Dan said. It's kind of like what Dan said last week. Like if they had just signed Aaron Rodgers, like the Vikings would be Super Bowl contenders. Like clearly JJ, I don't know, maybe JJ's good. You still don't really know. This guy's not on the field enough. Maybe he could string together a good, there's 8 games left. Maybe he could string some good performances around. The season's only a little bit halfway over, so you got to see what he can do, I guess. But I mean, like Dan said, look at Sam Darnold right now. He just torched everyone on Monday Night Football in the first half. Now you got Daniel Jones on the Colts. When we get to the Colts, when I was listening to the show last week, I had extra comments about the Colts and the owner's daughter that were not read. So I will make sure to say them this episode. But if it doesn't work out with JJ, that GM's going to look real dumb by letting 2 quarterbacks walk who are lighting the NFL on fire right now. So, Vikings got a big win.
Yeah, I mean, it's good for their confidence. JJ McCarthy's first game back since being in looked decent. Um, we'll see what they can build off of.
Yeah, we'll see. Um, we shall see. Next was, let's see what we got here. We had Falcons Patriots close game. Patriots squeaked it out. Drake May. And I mean, this guy should be in the MVP conversations too, because there is no one on this offense for him to throw to. I mean, Boutte is pretty good. Hunter Henry is pretty good. Diggs is having an okay year, I guess. Ramondre Stevenson running the ball well, but he's been hurt lately. Um, but Drake May, I mean, he's the best deep ball passer in the league right now by a wide margin.
Dog.
Um, and they're 6-2. And they're going to challenge the Bills for the division. I mean, like Dan said last week, they already rebuilt. They already rebuilt. Sometimes it's almost as if it's that easy. If you hire the right coach and draft the right quarterback, it's almost as if you're going to be good again. So
Incredible. Like, this is a new thing. Like, oh, a quarterback, a head coach. Oof, unbelievable.
who would have thought, right? Just who would have thought?
Yeah.
The Falcons, on the other hand, I can't figure this team out, man. Like, there's so much talent on this offense. I don't know about the defense. I think the defense is a little overhyped. I think I kind of agree with Dan on that. But there's so much talent on this offense. I think their coaching staff sucks. I think Raheem Morris sucks, and there's no reason why this team continues to like not show up one week randomly and then light the world on fire the next. Like, feed the beast, feed Bijan. Drake London's having a really good year. Kyle Pitts is having a pretty decent year as well. But there's a lot of coaching inconsistencies in Atlanta right now. So they need to clean some shit up because I'm tired of hearing about, oh man, the Falcons. The Falcons, they're the sleeper team. I haven't seen shit that tells me they're a sleeper team. So
They don't have an identity. And the identity should be Bijan Robinson, right?
yeah.
He's hands down one of 3 players probably that just is a game changer in the league. Um, like, use him, funnel the offense through Bijan at all aspects. It's not that hard.
No, it's not that hard at all. But again, I just think there's so many people in this league that just overthink it. They have to they try to outsmart themselves. Like, I need to be the smartest guy in the room. I need to be the next big thing. I need to make sure, like, get your kids out of the room and focus on the X's and O's. Put them to bed. Let's go. Like, stop. We need to stop now. So Yeah, I just think it's I think they're overthinking it. They're overthinking it. Like, give the ball to the dude from Texas. It's just that simple. That's your winning formula because then it opens everything else up, right? Then it makes Michael Penix Jr. can have that lefty sling that ball down to Drake London, to Kyle Pitts, and that's how you open everything up. It's basic football. It's Pop Warner shit. Figure it out. Makes no sense. Next, Colts Steelers. Uh, Listen, the Steelers defense ranks 26th in the league. It's still really hard to play in Pittsburgh. That's a really hard environment to go in and try to win a game, even with their defense looking old and tired and broken down and should be in Bartley Healthcare down the road here. So besides TJ Watt, love TJ Watt, love him to
But
death. No. Jonathan Taylor was bottled up. First time all season that he was a non-factor. Daniel Jones looked like the Giants' Daniel Jones. Just wasn't a good game for the
Tomlin
Colts.
had him all shook. I mean, he schemed it perfectly, planned for it, and executed. Um, Again, this is a Steelers team led by Mike Tomlin, veteran quarterback Aaron Rodgers. They're going to grind out games and they're going to win. They're going to win games maybe they shouldn't win, and I mean they'll. It's the Steelers. They're always there. They're like cockroaches. You can't fully put them out.
They're like cockroaches. You know what? You're not wrong. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's just a tough game. It's a tough place to go into the Steel City and try to win. But like I said earlier, I had honorable mention comments that were failed to be mentioned last week. Not naming any names here.
I apologize.
All right. Well, he just outed himself. Um, Ownership. So my comments pretty much were this, and it rings true even more after the Sauce Gardner trade, which we will get to the Jets later on. Um, uh, Jim Irsay, who passed away this offseason,
All right.
rest in peace, great owner for the Indianapolis Colts. His daughters took over. One daughter is up in the booth, doing the business, like the money side of it. The other sister is on the sideline. She's
Dogette. She is
dog.
dogette.
You want to talk about prime example of good ownership?
I want her to be my owner.
She's on the field with the headset on every weekend, taking notes, talking to the players, talking to the coaches, figuring out what works, what doesn't work, what their feelings are like. When Chris Ballard, because she's been studying, she said, we need a corner. And he's like, yeah, we do need a corner. And she said, you want to band-aid it or do you want to fix it permanently? Fire me up. Like,
Run through a wall for that.
I would run through a wall for that woman. Like, when I read that, I was like, oh, she gets it. She's a football girl. She gets it. And they made the blockbuster for Sauce Gardner, and we'll get more into that when we get to the Jets. I know they were on a bye this week, so when we predict the game for them this upcoming week, we'll talk about the fire sale that I correctly predicted last week, by the way. Professional football knower right here. But the ownership is so important in sports, and Carly Ursay, I said it was Jennifer Ursay, but it's Carly Ursay. She's smashing it. Home run. I think she's a big reason why the Colts are 7-2 right now. And now I think they're going to be good for a long time. And love it. Just love it.
Love to see it.
You really do. Moving on here, we had the Broncos and the Texans. CJ Stroud got a concussion in this game. Davis Mills kind of took over, but there really wasn't much difference because CJ Stroud stinks.
Quickly, I have to switch off of my iPad to my phone, so I'm going to lose me for a second. All right.
Okay. Well, while we lose Pete here for a second, don't worry, we're gonna bring him back. Don't worry, you won't have to see my ugly face for long. Um, It was Broncos Texans. CJ Stroud got a concussion. Davis Mills came in, and it was just kind of a defensive standoff all game. The Broncos have such a great defense. They got a great coach. And, the Texans have a really good defense, too. Very quietly have a really good defense. They just don't have an offense. And I think CJ Stroud has really regressed since his rookie year. And there really hasn't been much improvement since that. Nico Collins really hasn't been all that in a bag of chips either. I think the Texans are really struggling. Bo Nix just seems to always grind out wins. He always seems to, just do enough each time to win the game. He's not asked to do so much. He's not asked to play, hero ball or anything like that. But it is what it is. And now we have Mr. Pete back.
Sorry about that.
Welcome.
Well,
Welcome back. I kind of talked to my piece about Broncos Texans, so I'll let you take over there for your thoughts and comments.
yeah, I mean, the Broncos, I said this last week, they just find a way to win ugly games, and you can't put them away. Um, Sean Payton's got Bo Nix and them just grinding away. Harvey, I think at the tail end of this year is going to be the guy running the ball and not so much J.K. Dobbins.
Especially now he got hurt.
Did he get hurt?
Yeah, he hurt his foot, but continue.
So there you go. There's the opening, folks, and I don't think he's going to give it back. So that Broncos, ugh, I hate them. Hate them. I hate them. I hate them. Houston Texans, the only thing I have invested in them is if we're ever going to see Joe Mixon ever again, and I want to know what happened to his foot.
Yeah, I forgot he was alive. I'm going to be honest.
Football's best kept secret is what happened to Joe Mixon's foot, because people blow their hands off with fireworks, and you know about it like the minute after it happened. Can't get an ID on what happened to old Joe's foot.
I'm sure we'll find out like in a year.
Yeah, because he's definitely not coming back this year.
No, not a shot. Next was Bears Bengals in a slugfest. 47-42. Caleb Williams, Ben Johnson and company almost let this game slip away. But they're dialing up the trick plays, man. The offense looks good. Caleb looks good. Joe Flacco. Old man.
Dog.
Old man Flacco. Still dog. And Jamar Chase, dog.
Dog. Jamar Chase is just a super freak, one of one. We had a lot of T. Higgins sightings in here. But, man, Joe Flacco, give the man his props. Does he qualify for comeback player of the year?
No, because he already won it, I think. He won it like last year, 2 years ago. He doesn't qualify because he wasn't hurt. Daniel Jones is going to win it anyway.
I guess, but man, Joe Flacco, comeback player of the year he was leading the league in interceptions when he was in Cleveland for the first, what was he, 4 weeks he played there?
Yeah.
Comeback player from that. He came back from that situation. How about that?
Well, it ain't bad, but Danny Jones, Indiana Jones is going to win that one. But
yeah, I know, but still, Flacco.
How bad is the Bengals defense? Oh my God, it's so bad.
I'm atrocious. Like it. They don't have a defense. It's like me and you playing defense.
Yeah, they're just awful. I mean, Joe Flacco keeps them competitive, believe it or not, until Joe Burrow comes back in a month, but
Does Burrow even come back?
depending on where they're at, I don't think he should, but it's the Bengals. They always do the wrong thing.
He's gonna come back and get hurt again.
Yeah. Listen,
Just in time for the Jets to trade for him.
I was just about to say, just in time for the Jets to trade for him. So we'll get to that. Next was Panthers Packers. Panthers with a big win, a massive win in Green Bay. Green Bay just was out of sorts. They didn't know they were lost. They didn't know which way was up, which way was down. They were in autopilot. They thought they were just going to walk all over the Panthers, but they forgot Rico Dowdle is a freak. He's a freak.
Sweet Rico from the depths of despair. Just talk about taking an opportunity and literally running with it to go on to from not really playing the first 5 weeks of the year and then getting your shot. Not even probably longer than that, probably the first 6, 7 weeks of the year, getting your shot, and now he leads the league in rushing. Insane.
Yeah.
Poor Chuba Hubbard. He
well, you know what? He's just better, man.
We all thought Chuba was that guy, especially after the season he had last year. And then Rico was like, no, guys, I did pretty good in Dallas. You just didn't like no one talked about him in Dallas. 1,000-yard rusher, and just kind of quietly got swept away.
Yeah.
Wound up resurfacing in Carolina of all places, and Carolina looks like, I mean, they signed Chuba to that extension in the offseason, but they could be dialing up some money to old Rico after this year too.
Yeah, follow the Lions path. Have them both.
Two.
Take
two.
If you don't have one, take two. So big win for the Panthers, even with their quarterback situation just being abysmal. What a great coaching staff they got down there, figuring out ways to win with Andy Dalton and frickin' Bryce Young as your
Bryce
quarterback.
Young is like 5-0 in his last 5 starts. So that's,
Rico Dowdle is 5-0.
All right, fair. But I mean, we talked about it last year. At the end of the year, Bryce Young got hot a little bit and looked like, hey, maybe he can play quarterback. Well, this year, I mean, maybe he can play quarterback. You put some.
He's been terrible this year. He's not been good this year.
He's managing. They're competitive. He's a game manager,
they're not competitive because of him.
With weapons like Tetmac and Rico Dowdle, you
should have way more touchdowns. By the way.
Oh, absolutely. Tetmac only has 2, and they came in 1 game. Imagine if he was scoring touchdowns. Dude's a target monster right now. But, yeah, I mean, put good talent around an okay quarterback, provide us somewhat of a defense. It masks a lot of things.
Yeah, it does. For sure, you're not wrong. But big win for the Panthers, and just a weird loss for the Packers. Next was Saints Rams. I mean, it's just are the Saints a football team? Like, are they a franchise? How did the Giants lose to this team? I mean, oh my Lord. Like, how did the Giants lose to this team? Like, I understand turning the ball over 5 straight times probably what makes you lose to any team.
That'll do it.
Like, that'll do it. But, oh my Lord. I mean, Tyler Shuck is the worst thing I've ever seen throw the pigskin.
Good old Shugga.
I mean, whoever thought it was a good idea to spend a top 40 pick on a 27-year-old rookie out of Louisville is out of their mind. I mean, he's terrible. They traded away Rashid Shaheed. There was a bunch of trade deadline moves that happened, mainly wide receiver related. We'll get to those when we, predict stuff. Um, so now there's even less. I mean, Alvin Kamara is completely washed. I mean, he's so washed. It's not even
He's so
funny.
washed, he's clean.
He's so washed, he's clean. He's squeaky clean. Like it really is a shame. And the Rams are Super Bowl contenders. Stafford's having maybe his best year ever. Puka is a freak. Devontae Adams having a resurgent year in LA. Kyron Williams having a good year. Blake Corum really coming around. Sean McVay is just one of the best coaches in the world.
It
And
all circles back to Stafford, right? That dude is consistent. He's a dog. And we pointed it out the last two great wide receiver seasons, Calvin Johnson and Cooper Kupp. Puka Nakua now. What do all three of them have in common?
Matt Stafford.
Matt Stafford. Matt Stafford throwing him the ball. That's it. That's how easy it is.
Yeah, sometimes it is just that easy. Next, Jaguars Raiders. Raiders lost a heartbreaker. I'll actually let Pete kind of recap this game and the game that happened last night. We might as well. I'll give my thoughts on it, but they're not too many. The Jaguars eked out a win after the Raiders tried to go for the win. Um, the Jaguars played well enough, I guess. I mean, the Raiders defense is just not good. I mean, there's just not a whole lot going on in Las Vegas right now. Then they had a division game in Denver. They lost 10-7. Geno Smith threw his 12th interception of the year. Ashton Genty is still looking okay. He had a good game, had a touchdown, had a good game against the Jaguars as well. And Brock Bowers, 3 touchdowns against the Jaguars. He's the best tight end in football. But that's really about it. If you're the Raiders, Max Crosby didn't record a sack last night, so they're also now 2-7, or 2-8 now, I should say. So we're gonna let our resident Raider fan kind of take over here.
Yeah, in my signature, just Fernando, baby. Fernando Mendoza. Please bring it, baby. If we can tank properly, draft him, and then every pick after that is an offensive lineman. Because it starts with what? A head coach and a quarterback. And I've already made my peace with head coach. I don't know if you saw the picture I sent out in the group chat of my Raiders head coach. He's Sleepy Joe right now. He's cooked. It's over for him. It's too old. Put him at the pasture. Give me John Gruden again. Give me John Gruden again. Brock Bowers, dog. Ashton Genty, dog. Those are two pieces that you clearly can build upon. Funnel the offense through Ashton Genty at this point. If he's not touching the ball at least 20 times a game, that is a failure on every aspect. The fact that Jackson Powers Johnson still is not at center and fighting for licks at right guard with Alex Kappa is just an absurdity as well. Geno Smith, that was $75 million that just set it on fire and on to the next one. He's not a leader. Maybe 4 years ago, you could pull something out of him in a different environment. He's no accountability. Just the decision making. Absolutely. Can we go back? All right. So that Jacksonville game was a dogfight the entire game, back and forth, big shootout. goes to overtime. We get just scored on immediately. 3 minutes left. Grind it down the field. We score the touchdown. Obviously, a two win team. We're just playing for pride at this point. You're gonna go for the 2 points. I get that. Snap the ball. Geno Smith double clutches, throws it, ball gets knocked down at the line, game over. If on that play, there was four different options. Bowers was open, Genty was in the flat, Jacoby Myers coming over with the slant, and you could have set off the Macy's parade and shot off fireworks and a hot air balloon where Tyler Lockett was just standing wide open in the end zone. I, what are we doing? Last night, Gino just, this is bad. Just bad. I every time that the Raiders play, I tell myself, don't don't let them ruin your day. And good Lord, it is so difficult. So difficult to not let that happen. Just tank baby is actually what it should be. Season's cooked. Get rid of Gino. Move on from Pete. I'm interested. Keep Spytek. I give him another year, maybe. Or you know what? If you're bringing Gruden in, Gruden's going to pick his own guy anyway. So whatever. I ye have zero faith in the Raiders. I can't believe I was so fooled. And what did we say in the beginning? Oh my God! Like I'm actually optimistic. Holy shit! I'm an idiot. I'm a fool. Like God. The definition of insanity. The definition of insanity. Zach, what's the definition of insanity?
Doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result.
Yeah, good Lord. I guess I'm insane. It's all I can say. It's disheartening. That's what it is. It's disheartening. I it hurts it hurts to wear this hat. You know what hurts more? Taking this hat off. Like it's ridiculous. I Why is it so easy for the majority of other teams in the league?
Because it's supposed to be that easy. Our teams just overthink it.
There's no thought.
Yeah. There's
There's
actually just
no
no thought.
thought. My my owner, we're talking about Ursay on the sideline, studying, headsets on, talking to the right people. My owner has a fucking bowl cut like he's Jim Carrey in Dumb and Dumber, and he wears a backpack. Yeah, he hired Tom Brady. Tom Brady is part owner. Tom Brady needs to just take complete ownership. Like, if Tom Brady's in the building, let Tom Brady be the guy in the building then.
Yeah. Because he can't possibly be happy with this.
I don't, how are you? Like, I would be embarrassed to attach my name to this.
Yeah. Something's got to change. Something will change. I think there's going to be a mass exodus in Vegas
Well,
after.
we did let our special teams coach go. Tom McMahon is no longer with the Raiders. It's not the special teams, but we can do that and be like, oh, we're doing something.
I thought that was a weird firing. I'm going to be honest. Like it just seemed a little weird. I'm like,
I
was the
mean,
Raiders special teams really bad this year?
we
Or?
block punt. The, there was missed field goals. It's I don't know. It's just we need a new kicker too. Daniel Carlson, he does not have it anymore. Um, go get old Rodrigo Blankenship. Ray would love that.
Ray would love that. All right, moving on. Chiefs Bills, classic once again. Bills came out on top. Dan accurately predicted 2 rushing touchdowns for Josh Allen in this game. Um,
Man, Dan, what like, Dan Stradamus over here belongs in the NFL. So you know what? Let's get this viral, and we need more subscribers to send this out to the NFL. So somebody's scouting department or front office can get Dan in the building.
Dan Stradamus for predicting the exact amount of rushing touchdowns for the Josh Allen and the Bills, and Zach Stradamus for correctly predicting a full fire sale for the Jets.
Yeah,
We'll get there in a sec.
you'll love to see it. But you know what? We also love to see Dano going on record saying that if we get 100 subscribers, we will get the
Oh, we
touchdown.
need to have it. We need to have
Yeah,
it.
we're we're all for it.
So it was a good game. I mean, the Bills are the Chiefs' kryptonite in the regular season, but when the Chiefs play the Bills in the postseason, it's a completely different story. So this is kind of a non-factor game in my opinion because they're going to meet in the playoffs or something along those lines, and we all know that Mahomes will win. So
This was a participation game.
yeah, this was an exhibition that sold tickets and got viewers. This game doesn't change my opinion on either team whatsoever. So, but it was a good game. It was a fun game. Buffalo won. I picked Kansas City to win because I figured Rashee Rice would have a bigger game. But the Bills just ran the ball down their throat. It just they couldn't stop. The Chiefs couldn't stop the run. So it is what it is, you know.
It is what it is.
Next was Sunday night Seahawks Commanders. This wasn't a game. I mean, it was over by halftime. Darnold had 4 touchdown passes.
Jackson
Um,
Smith and Jigba is
a top 3 wide receiver in this league.
dog, the dog.
Yeah,
He's in that
he's so
Jamar
good.
Chase, Justin Jefferson, CD Lamb rarefied air right now.
Yeah, it's he's so good. He's so talented, and the fact that he's still so young is incredible. They got themselves a legit wide receiver one for a long time. Looks like Darnold may have a home in Seattle. You know, we thought he had a home in Minnesota, but now it really looks like he has a home in Seattle. He's really proven that he's a really good regular season quarterback. And you know whether he can improve in the playoffs or not, he hasn't been there enough, but he's proven enough that he is a damn good regular season quarterback, and a team would be lucky to have him. And he's smart. He's a classic prototype quarterback, and he gets the job done. It's just that simple. And uh,
That's simple. He proved that the Jets are inept at identifying quarterback talent.
you know what? I think the Jets just gave up on him too soon. He was only 24 at the time, and they were infatuated with the Zach Wilson shorts throw. And that's just what happened. And I think if the Jets had just kept Sam Darnold, maybe the Jets are in a different position right now. But that's not the case. And but the bigger story in that game, in my opinion, was Jaden Daniels suffering a dislocated elbow.
God.
He will not go on IR. He will be reevaluated in a couple weeks because it's his non-throwing elbow.
Well, if they send him out on the field any more this year, get rid of the Washington Commanders.
Yeah, I mean the fact that he was in the game when you were down
Right.
that many points. I mean, Dan Quinn should be fired for
There's
that.
no reason for him to be in that game at all. This was history repeats itself. This was RG3 all over again. RG3 blowing his ACL out after his knee was already torn up. And they carted him out there because he's a young quarterback. And that ruined him. God forbid. That was a nasty injury to Jane Daniels.
I think it
Just,
looked worse than it is.
oh, God, it looked. I wouldn't want that to happen.
No.
He also does have very tiny elbows, though. Can we point that out? Yeah, These are man elbows right here. These are
Mm,
man elbows.
mm.
Jaden Daniels does not have those. He has like connects. Like you remember connects as a kid? Oh my god, this is aging myself right now. So yeah, for those that understand what a connect is, Zach can Google it later. But
I have
yeah,
an idea of what it is.
that's how thin his elbows are.
But yeah, just so stupid. I mean, the Commanders, I mean, I said in the beginning of this year that they were going to regress. There was going to be some type of hangover. They didn't improve enough. I'm sure we could go back to the episode of where I
They
said
didn't
it.
improve at all.
They didn't, yeah, they didn't improve at all. The Scary Terry sat out all of training camp just for him to get paid and then just for him to strain his quad and then not even play in the regular season. It was just a disaster offseason for the Commanders, in my opinion. They had a horrible offseason, and the GM should be ashamed of himself. But yeah, just not a good day for the Commanders. Not a good day.
Hate to see it.
Hate to see it. Finally, it was Cardinals Cowboys. What a horrible loss for Dallas. I mean, you let the Jacoby Brissett led Cardinals. I mean, he's probably better than Kyler, but still.
Problem.
The Cardinals are not a good football team. And the fact that you got
They're
out
better with Brissett.
they are better with Brissett, but the fact that you got outplayed and outcoached in your own building and Dak Prescott's on throwing the ball to CD Lamb and George Pickens, this is no excuse. Just zero. The Cowboys looked flat. Everyone looked flat.
Turnovers.
Yeah.
Turnovers will kill you.
Yep. Turnovers will kill you. Um, just was not a good game for Dallas. I mean, the coaching, just no one was prepared. No one was prepared to play. It was a huge win for Arizona. Now they're saying Kyler's going to be out for the next 4 to 8 weeks for a really bad toe injury. It's it's a it's a secret benching. Don't let them fucking fool you.
What
Um,
video game is out?
well, Battlefield is super popular right now. Battlefield 6, shout out. Call of Duty is not out yet, but it is out very soon.
Oh,
I
he's getting his
believe
thumbs ready.
I believe next week actually. Um, but it's a secret benching. He's horrible. I mean, they got to move on from him too. He's just not a good quarterback. He
I
was never a
swear to
good
God, if
quarterback.
he's the Raiders quarterback next year, I am not. I'm taking the hat off.
Oh my lord. Yeah, that'd be terrible because he's terrible.
Terrible.
But yeah, I mean, just not a good week for Dallas. Very good win for the Cardinals. Next, well, we're all set with that. Let's move on to our picks for week 10, double digits now of the NFL season.
Time
Falcons, like,
flies when you're crying about football.
time flies when your team blows. Um, First game in Berlin, Falcons Colts. We could talk about the trade. The NFL trade deadline happened this past week. There was a few trades. We had Rashid Shaheed go to the Seahawks. We had Jacoby Myers get dealt to the Jaguars. The two big pieces, one of them for the Colts, uh, Sauce Gardner being traded to the Colts after signing his extension with the Jets in July for two first-round picks. The Colts solidify their cornerback position for the next 10 years in a big win now and in the future move by that regime and ownership because they think they can win it. And I don't blame them because they look like they can. They get a matchup with the Falcons, and this wasn't the only trade the Jets made. We'll get to that in a minute. But Falcons play the Colts in neutral territory. No, no. This the Jonathan Taylor is coming back. This is a revenge game. I got Danny Jones with a rushing touchdown. I got Jonathan Taylor 2 rushing touchdowns. It's going to be a whooping for the Colts.
Blowout of the week.
Ooh, really?
Oh yeah. On neutral soil. It don't matter. It's going to be a dog walking because that offense loves to score points and they love to score points. And when they're scoring points, they want to score more points. And just when they're done scoring points, they're going to score some more points. And I think they just scored points while I was talking about them scoring points. That's that's what's going to happen.
Okay. I like that prediction. I agree with it. Next is going to be Browns Jets. I'm going to go with the Browns here. The Jets had a full blown fire sale, which was really smart, and I said was the smart thing to do last week. And I believe Dan's words were, "They shouldn't have a fire sale. That's stupid." Blah 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 blah. So I get it. It was the heat of the moment. I forgive Dan. We all know that I love Dan and I forgive Dan. But I'm sure he's very happy with what the fire sale turned out to be because not only was Sauce Gardner traded for 2 first-round picks, the Jets also traded Quinn Williams to the Dallas Cowboys for a first-round pick and a second-round pick. Dallas gets a new shiny defensive tackle to shore up their defensive line that I get to deal with for two times a year now for the next 10 years. Unbelievable. But that's a huge trade for Dallas because that's not necessarily a win now move this year because I'm pretty sure they know they're not doing anything this year. This is for next year. I think next year when they get an actual defense coordinator because Eberflus is also terrible. The Cowboys defense still has a lot of holes, even after the addition of Quinn and Williams, but it's a step in the right direction. Um, but the Jets now have 5 first-round picks over the next 2 drafts and can easily shape the roster to how Aaron Glenn and the GM, because I can't pronounce the GM's name well. Um, this regime will be able to shape the team how they want to shape it, and we'll see what they do. But it was a fire sale for the Jets, and I think it was the right decision. They picked a path. They picked a path through once again another rebuild, and the I think it was the smart thing to do. Like I said, I think it was the right thing to do. But the another Jets fan, Nick, made a very good point that I would like it to be said here. He said he's very happy with all the draft picks. He's very happy that they could rebuild this team rather quickly if they do it right. But you are always in a perpetual rebuild if you keep trading your star foundational players in their prime. Sauce Gardner was only 25 years old. Quinn Williams, only 25 years old. Those are foundational pieces. Now, they netted a haul of picks. That's a king's ransom. And any team would take that. Any team would take that offer. I know I would. But he made a fair point. He said the Jets are always in rebuild mode because they keep trading the guys that they hit on in the draft. And I said, you know what? You're not really wrong. Look through the history of the last 10 years of the Jets. He's not exactly wrong. The Brees Hall was almost traded. It was at the very last second that he did not. I believe the Bears were the ones that almost traded for him. The Jets wanted a third. The Bears only offered a fourth.
Chiefs.
It was the Chiefs? Okay.
Chiefs.
Chiefs offered a fourth. Jets wanted a third. Did not happen. I mean, what are you doing if you're the Chiefs? Give them the third. You're trying to win, right?
I mean, what does that third really mean in the scheme of things?
Yeah. I thought that was a really dumb move by the Chiefs. But whatever. That's something else. But yeah, the Jets had a big fire sale. They're actively tanking now this year. This quarterback class is not good, so they have the draft capital to, if they really wanted to, not take one this year, and they could try to get one next year. So they kind of have their pick, or maybe they fall in love with a guy, and because
Fernando, baby. Just Fernando.
it's either gonna be the Jets or Titans picking number one. So we'll see what happens, but I got the Browns winning against the Jets in MetLife.
Browns 100% are going to win. Just touching on the Jets trading a little bit. I thought trading Sauce for the multitude of first round picks, A plus, A triple plus, because I
Sauce to me, from watching the games that I've seen in the film that I've seen of him this year, got paid and then stopped playing. Just slow all over the field. A lot of defensive pass interference calls, just tugging on people's jerseys, trying to keep up with them.
How much you
I
want to bet he's going to look like the all-pro version of on the Colts, though? Like, let's
I
be
mean
honest with
you I
ourselves.
mean you're making a first impression, don't you? You would want to be that. So we'll see. From the film that I saw him playing on the Jets, which I get it, you're playing on a shitty team, you're losing bad games. You What are we doing here? Why like
Yeah,
what
I
am I
think he was dogging it because he hates the coaching staff, and I think the coaching staff maybe is shitty. We don't know if it's shitty or not, but he was clearly dogging it. I don't think it's because he's regressed as a player. I just think because he was uninterested in
it
playing.
was it was effort. It was effort, 100%. Now, Quinn Williams, who could play? I
Yeah,
don't I
that
I
was
don't
interesting.
I don't know if I would have given up Quinn Williams for a first and a second. Maybe two first.
The problem with that is he did request a trade. He requested a trade multiple times behind the scenes. He wanted out bad. The relationship between the Jets and him deteriorated very quickly after the Jets ousted Aaron Rodgers because he felt like Aaron Rodgers gave them still the best chance to win. And
He
had no
wasn't wrong.
he wasn't wrong, and he thought the signing of Justin Fields was not right, and he was apparently boys with Rodgers, and I get it. You know, Rodgers is a really good locker room guy, and he wanted out, and
Wild.
it's
Wild.
wild. Yeah, I mean and that's why they traded him. They got what they could. It was a secret trade request, so the Jets were able to maximize um
His value.
his value, and the Jets also knew the Cowboys were desperate, so they said, "Give us a first, and you can have him." Oh, we'll take a second too, actually, for a cherry on top. So you know, it
I
is what
mean,
it is.
so the pieces are there for the Jets, but also
The pieces are there.
this opens up the door for Ray to wear another Jets jersey that's not Aaron Rodgers, but could it be Joe Burrow?
Joe Burrow is probably worth all the picks.
All the Every single one of those picks that the Jets just acquired and then some would have to go to Cincinnati for Joe Burrow to be in Jets green.
You know how important a quarterback is? The great Mike Greenberg, right? The great Mike Greenberg, a super fan of the Jets, ESPN staple for 20 years, especially on the radio for 20 years. He called in on an interview with Rich Eisen. It was either Rich Eisen or it might have been Pat McAfee, one of the two. He said that this is how important a quarterback is, right? He said that he would trade every single pick the Jets got in those trades for Jackson Dart.
Wow.
That's how that's a quote. That's a quote. He said, I would trade every single one of those first round picks for Jackson Dart right now. He's like, because that's how highly he thinks of him. And that's how important a quarterback is
Yeah,
because
it's everything.
it's everything. It's everything. It changes your whole franchise, changes everything. So if the Jets have the opportunity to trade for Joe Burrow,
Joe Burrow. Yeah. Dude, poof.
you do it.
I
And no one
I
will be able
mean,
to
do I
outbid the Jets.
I we talk about it a lot on this podcast. Nowhere in my stretch of imagination do I really truly believe that the Cincinnati Bengals would do something so organizationally ground shifting, like trading Joe Burrow. If All right, hypothetically, Cincinnati trades Joe Burrow, Cincinnati would just break into two pieces and just be swallowed whole by the groundswell of just negative reaction to that. And I mean, they just tied up all of their future money into stud wide receivers for Joe Burrow. So
But they didn't get him an O line.
No, why would they, right? Why would they? What sense does that make?
Zero.
Zero. Make it make sense. GMs, ownership, head coaches.
It's not that hard.
It's not that hard.
It's not that hard.
I know we're talking like it really isn't that hard, but it, it can't be that hard, right?
In theory.
In theory, we the three of us, me, you, and Dano, need to be in just suits right now. Just put us into a franchise and be like, all right, go ahead. Just, here's it. Here's 1 year.
Give us 1 year. We could do it.
Give me 1 year with the Jets picks.
Oh, I'll build you a contender.
Yeah, done. First thing I would do is I'd fire Aaron Glenn.
Yeah, maybe. More than likely.
But what this tells me, though, is I know we're going long on the Jets here, but what that tells me is Aaron Glenn is safe, though.
Yes. Aaron Glenn is safe. They really want to build this team in his image.
No way they're firing him after trading away and getting that haul of picks. And yeah, so that squashes that, because I know that was something we talked about as well, if he's even there at the end of the year. But yeah, this guarantees that he will be here at the end of the year. In my opinion.
Full agree. Next, we have the Saints and Panthers. Panthers are home. I'm going to take the Panthers. I mean, they just came off a big win of Green Bay. The Saints are a literal dumpster fire. Now they don't have Rashid Shaheed, so Tyler Shuck is going to throw the ball to himself, I guess.
Whoa. Chris Olave's there still.
Chris Olave will be out by the second quarter because he'll be double and triple teamed the whole game, and then Tyler Shuck is going to force a ball in there. A hospital ball is going to happen.
Don't say it.
And it's just going to be a nightmare.
Don't say it.
Anyway, Panthers get the win.
Panthers get the dub. Rico Dowdle, even with a bum quad going into this week, scores just one touchdown, and then he lets Chuba Hubbard have the second half.
Sure. Next is Pats Bucks. This is my upset of the week. Pats are actually the underdogs going into Tampa, plus 2.5, plus 120 underdog on the money line. I'm going to go with the upset. I think the Pats just went outright.
Drake May, baby. I'll take that up. Listen, you know what? Upset of the week as well.
Beautiful. Next, Ravens versus Vikings. This is a very intriguing game to me because the Vikings defense is really good and they are home. But Lamar Jackson completely just changes the Ravens' outlook on everything. I think this is going to be a high-scoring game. I do think the Ravens pull it out, though, because I think J.J. McCarthy is going to make one or two mistakes too many, and Lamar is going to take advantage. And I think the Ravens will win like 30-24.
Yeah, Lamar Jackson is a two-time MVP for a reason, and that team's going to make the playoffs. So in order to make the playoffs, they're going to have to win games, and we just keep on keeping on this one. So Lamar going to do Lamar things. Lamar Tud, Derrick Henry Tud. Keep it going. Isaiah Likely Tud. That's the trio of Tuds right there.
The trio.
Yep.
Next is my blowout of the week, Bills, Dolphins. I mean, the Dolphins are a sad sack story as well. Bottom feeding team. No real hope at all for the future either because Tua is probably going to be ousted. They fired their GM. I know you guys talked about that last week. Somehow Mike McDaniel is going to survive this. I don't know how. But the Bills are just going to blow them out. It's just not going to be a game.
Yeah, I'll go. This is probably my blowout of the week, too. Yeah, Miami is hurting. Josh Allen going to ride that high of the victory against the Kansas City Chiefs last week. Dog walking them. Dog. Walking. Dog. Walking.
Next is Giants Bears in Chicago, Soldier Field. I'm going to take the Bears. They just seem to be able to score a ton of points. And against the worst defensive coordinator in the history of my life, I'm sure they'll be able to drop 45 with ease, even with Brian Burns getting 2 sacks this game on Caleb. I do think we get the first full sack for Abdul Carter as well this game, but it's not going to matter still. I think um, the Bears defense also has been a little inconsistent this year. I think Jackson Dart continues to put up points, but I think the Bears will win.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Bears. Shout out to Kyle Manungai, rookie running back last week, got the start and dogged out. I think the Bears with their rookie head coach coming from Detroit, with him using Jameer Gibbs and David Montgomery like he did, I think he has found that in DeAndre Swift and Kyle Monangai. So look for a strong running game this week to balance out that Caleb Williams quarterback play going to the Dunes, going to DJ Moore. But yeah, I'm going to go with the Bears.
Next, Jaguars Texans. I'm going to take the Jaguars. CJ Stroud is out with a concussion. Davis Mills is playing, even though it's not much of an improvement or a detriment, I should say. I mean, the team is probably going to look the same. I'll take the Jaguars just because, they're actually going to score points. But the Texas defense has been really stingy. I'll give D'Amico Ryans a lot of credit. He's really kept that defense believing the Texans actually have a top 3 defense in the league this year. It's just really overshadowed by how horrible their offense is, and it really shouldn't be horrible. But for some weird reason, it is. But I'm going to take the Jaguars.
Going into this, I was thinking Jags, but it's a divisional game, and Brian Thomas Jr. is probably not playing. Um, I don't know.
It's Davis Mills, bro.
Yeah, it's Trevor Lawrence, bro.
We're really, really like. I know we're not Trevor Lawrence fans, but like, really.
Close game. My lowest scoring game of the week. How about that?
Fair.
Texans over the Jaguars, 13-10.
All right. Next one, another division game, Cardinals Seahawks in Seattle. I'm taking Sam Darnold and the Seahawks. I think they are having a really good season. They're going to ride this momentum, and they're going to keep stacking W's. Jackson Smith and Jigba going for another tud, 128 yards. Love to see it. Seahawks get the win.
Stacking dubs. 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 Seahawks get the dub because they're stacking.
Love to see it.
Yeah.
Next is Lions Commanders. Marcus Mariota will be the starter for the next few weeks for the Commanders. The Lions should have a nice bounce back game after a little bit of a rough one against the Minnesota Vikings. So I'm taking Dan Campbell and the gassed up Detroit Lions.
Dan Campbell got those boys gassed up. Actually, I'm going to make this my blowout of the week because I think Detroit Rock City is going to light it up. Big points on the board for this week.
Next, Rams Niners, another division game. I'm going to take the Rams. I think they're legitimate Super Bowl contenders in the NFC. The 49ers are really hurt. I think it'll be a close game because the Shanahan always finds ways to score points. Mac Jones just seems to be the really good quarterback in his system. But I'm going to take the Rams. Puka will play even with the rib injury. Going with the Rams.
Also going with the Rams for all those reasons you just said. They are more well-balanced on offense. Defense plays well. Matt Stafford is Dog.
Dog. Next Steelers Chargers in LA. I'm gonna take the Chargers here. Steelers traveling all the way across the country for a late game. Um, the Chargers, they lost Joe Alt for the year. They lost Rashawn Slater for the year. You know, TJ Watt might have a field day. Um, it might be a close game, but I just think Jim Harbaugh and Justin Herbert are going to figure it out. And the Steelers are too inconsistent for me this year to kind of predict when they're going to win. So I'm going to take the Chargers.
Yeah, I'm also going to go with the Chargers. I don't want to say that, but that's who I'm going with.
Finally, we have the Eagles Packers potential NFC Championship game preview here. This is my game of the week. Eagles coming out of their bye, Packers coming off that really rough loss against Carolina. I'm going to pick the Eagles in Lambeau. I think they'll be fresh off the bye. Jalen Hurts has been very efficient this year, scoring a lot of touchdowns. You know, even with all the tush push controversy and all the haters like me out there, forever hater. It doesn't matter. I'm a Giants fan. I'm not supposed to like him. Give me a break. You know, so I do think the Eagles will win. I don't think this will be an interesting game. I think whoever wins this game really is probably going to go to the NFC Championship. And the Eagles are just more complete. Well, I don't think they're more complete than the Packers. I think both teams are complete. I think it's just going to be really close. This is a hard one for me to pick, but I'm going to go with the Eagles because I think they just have a little bit more firepower. So we'll see what happens, but I'm going with the Eagles.
Also, my matchup of the week, I'm also going with the Philadelphia Eagles, and they just find a way to win. Packers seem like, I don't know, they're inconsistent, more inconsistent than the Eagles are this year. Yeah, good matchup though. Good matchup. Eagles.
All right, fantasy player of the week. Mine is Puka Nakua.
I mean, that's what, an automatic 10 catches, 150 yards, and maybe a touchdown.
That's why he's the fantasy player of the week.
Wow. Wow. My fantasy player of the week, we talked about him before. I'm gonna go with the resurgence of Jonathan Taylor. 3 tuds.
3 tuds.
3 tuds. Just an
Wow.
assault.
Wow.
I mean, he has what, 12 on the year right now?
Yeah, 12.
Stacking tuds. Stacking tuds. Stacking tuds. Stacking tuds.
Stacking. My sleeper of the week is DJ Moore against the
Oh.
horrendous Giants secondary who are riddled by injuries.
Wow. 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 Wow.
DJ
Wow.
Moore coming off of a 2 touchdown performance last week, by the way, one for passing and one for rushing.
Mm. This is a difficult one. My sleeper pick of the week, just because we talked about gonna be Woody Marks.
Ew.
It's a sleeper pick. All right, fine.
That's
Here you
like
go.
that's like a deep sleeper.
All right. That was my coma pick of the week, ladies and gentlemen. Woody Marks. My other sleeper pick of the week, a little sexier pick of the week, is going to be Dallas Goedert.
Okay. If you want a sexy sleeper for me, even though it's kind of not a sleeper, is Jackson Dart against the Bears.
He's almost out of sleeper territory now.
He pretty much, you know what? He pretty much is. He's actually QB3 in all of fantasy this season. So,
Wow, that quickly.
6 straight 5 of his 6 starts, he was over 20 fantasy points.
So what does that put him behind, like Jalen and
Jalen and probably Josh Allen.
Josh Allen? Dimes is having a good year too.
Mm. But yeah, I mean, he's already right up there as a rookie.
Ooh, other sleeper pick right here. Um, Lamar Jackson's playing, so I'm gonna go Isaiah Likely. That's the sleeper pick.
There you go. That's a good one. That's a good sleeper pick. Pretty good. All right, we'll wrap it up there. It's almost 11 o'clock here on the East Coast of the United States, so we will wrap it up here. Like, subscribe. Good luck to all the fantasy players this weekend. Good luck to all the sports bettors this weekend. Just don't
Yeah.
get caught like La Cosa Nostra got caught. Okay.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Yeah. No illegal sports gambling. No gambling. No illegal poker. No poker games. No illegal glasses that are reading your neighbor's cards. Don't do that, kids. If you're looking for sports tips, reach out to your boy Dan Stradamus down in the southern state of Texas. Shout out to Mr. Ray Tremor, conspicuous by his absence. He is in somewhere tropical diving right now.
He's always somewhere tropical. What is that?
Looks very beautiful. He needs to come home safely because I will be seeing him Friday. We will be going to the great city of Nashville, Tennessee, the old Music City. Going to boots on the ground. Going to spread the word about Dog Talk Sports out in
Good.
Nashville. I've prepared some materials to bring. I will be sharing that on our next pod. I will. It will be in my possession by the time we pod next. So yeah, I don't know when we're gonna get a pod in. Might have to do a Wednesday or a Thursday pod
That's fine.
next week, or I don't know, maybe with some correspondence from old Music City, USA. With since I'll have Ray Tremor in my possession at that point. But yeah, boots on the ground, literally. Going to be spreading the word. So again, I'm I'm a nice guy. I'm over here asking nicely. Please like, subscribe, share. You like sports? Hey, let me tell you about my buddies that they talk on a podcast for an hour, 2 hours to themselves. Why don't you listen to them? See what you think. Maybe you share an opinion. Maybe you don't. Maybe you want to comment and say, "Hey, you with the mustache, fuck off." Hey, you with the glasses. That's not the take I'm into. Either way, I'm here for it. I love it. Like, subscribe. 100 subscribers. Dano will do we could probably get like a 15-second, 10-second clip of him just Aaron Glenning the fuck out of it. I got a lot of stuff up here that I'm thinking about. We'll go over with the Zach man off the camera. But yeah, let's do it. Dog talk.
We rolling. We rolling. See y'all next time.